All right, everyone. We are hopefully all settled. We've got everybody who's going to be here tonight on this live resume transformation masterclass. And I'm really excited to be talking to you all today. This is one of the most exciting things for me. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And throughout this masterclass, if you have any questions, I want you to feel free to write any and everything, well, appropriate for a live chat, in my chat box. And we'll always, as I get to a stopping point, I will definitely address all of the questions that you have. Also, I know that a lot of you know that we'll be doing a live Q&A at the end. So anything that you have that comes up during the course of this masterclass, I really encourage you to just go ahead and put it in the live chat, and then I'll go back through later. So, of course, we are talking about really setting up a resume in 2020 for you that is really going to get you more responses in your job search after you apply without spending lots of hours on your revisions of your resume, without feeling confused, without feeling a huge amount of self-doubt about your resume writing process. And so I want to make sure that in this process, you really never feel like you've missed an opportunity because your resume wasn't good enough. So let's go ahead and get started. I am going to start off with just really explaining this to you because I want you to go ahead and in your job search to just go from having zero success to really landing more phone screens, interviews, and offers. And I'm going to tell you in the course how to do that with a persuasive and well-tailored resume, all right? And if you're here, I want to make sure that you stay until the end. So if you stay until the end, I'll tell you about my LinkedIn cheat sheet, which is part of my resume roadmap resources. And I'm going to show you how you can get your hands on this, but you do have to stay until the end to learn more about this. So I will loop back around this, but if you're interested in this resource, definitely make sure that you stay on the live until the end, all right? So just a little bit of housekeeping before we get started with the training. I want to make sure that you stay focused during the course of this training. I know that with live courses, you know, when we see the instructor, it's really easy to be engaged and just stay attentive and know what's going on and take notes. And I want to encourage you to show up for this masterclass with the same energy. So I really want to challenge you to turn off your distractions, close the other web browsers, tell everybody to leave you alone for the next hour, turn off your notifications on your phone, turn off your ringtones and all of the notifications, because really in order to get what you came here to get, in order to really advance your job search with a better resume, you have to focus and you have to be fully attentive. So that's my last piece of housekeeping. Just be focused, be present here, and just get the materials and learn with me. All right. So before we get started, I want to make sure that I know who's out there in my community. And I really think that there's quite a couple of reasons that the individuals who are here tonight, right, that took time out of their evening to show up and get this information. I think there's a lot of there is something that says about you, about the person that's here tonight. And so I think there are 3 reasons that you might be here tonight. My first reason that I think you might be here is that you're really excited about getting ahead in your job search, and that you know that your resume is a huge part of getting there, right? You know that it's critical. You can't really advance unless your resume is in the right place and tailored correctly. Another reason that I think you might be here is that you are really ambitious and you're motivated to get to the next level in your career, and you're really looking for the best way to market yourself in your job search. So that might be another reason that you're here. The third reason that I think you might be here is that you believe that resumes truly can make or break your job search, and you're anxious about learning how you can create a resume that's going to be perfect for you and help you excel your job search. So my question for you is, which one are you? Are you in the comments? Right, 1, 2, or 3? Which one of these 3 reasons describe why you showed up tonight for this resume class? And I'll give you a second to write it in the comments, in the chat box. So one is that you're really excited about getting ahead in your job search. Two is that you're motivated to get to the next level. And three is that you believe that your resume can get you there. Which one applies most to you? And I'm just waiting because I'm waiting for you to respond and let me know which one of these three apply to you. All right, thanks for your responses. So I want you to know that no matter what you put in the chat box, no matter what your decisions are, no matter what reasoning you had to be here today, that you're definitely in the right place. And you're definitely going to get the support that you need from me to continue to advance in your job search, right? So before we get started in the training, of course, I want you to know, who are you going to spend the next hour of your life with, right? I think that's important, and I want to get to know you all, but I also think it's important to share who I am. So I've put together this montage of pictures of my life just to kind of show you who I am really quickly. So I started off at the University of Florida. I went and got my psychology and my master's in management degree from the University of Florida. So you'll see one of my pictures down below. And right after I graduated, I started my career in human resources. And what I did was I started my internship. I got promoted into an HR assistant and then an HR coordinator. And now I've recently got a new position with basically top college or university in the United States. And I've been doing talent acquisition there. And so it's been great for me so far. It's been everything that I could have hoped for. And so I'm really going to share with you during the course of this mini masterclass really that shows you how I really got there using my resume. But outside of my professional journey, I've put some pictures of my family. So we love going to Disney. So there's a picture up there of my family at Disney. This is also a picture of me and my mother at a trade show. I'm very proud of her. And then at the very bottom, it's me and my cute boy that I adopted almost a year ago. That's my puppy in the picture in the bottom, or the bottom of the middle of the screen, just to tell you a little bit about me and who I am, right? So that you know who you're spending the next hour with. But then outside of who I am, maybe personally or maybe even my career path, what's really important for you is really knowing where I come from. So over the course of my career in human resources and recruitment, I really developed myself as a talent acquisition expert. So I've built hiring plans and I have put systems into place, and I've screened over 20,000 resumes, and I've made over 200 hires during the course of my career. So really what that means is I really know what I'm doing when it comes to telling you everything about a resume, because I have been the recruiter, I've been the hiring manager, so I can really help you understand what they're looking for more and more as you go through your job search. And going into this, I want to let you know that I'm not telling you anything that I haven't done myself, right? I've actually used this framework to advance my own career. I've used this exact framework to create my own resume and land my dream job. So it's completely possible. I've done this for myself. You can do it for you with the steps that I'm going to share with you over the next hour or so. And I'm going to tell you how I did this to really advance my career and land my dream job. And like I said a little bit earlier, is because I have all of this experience within human resources, I really know what companies are looking for when they're hiring new employees or they're trying to promote or whatever that might be, just making sure that you have a great resume to support your job search. And the last point on here is that not only for me or as a recruiter, I've also helped my clients use these same resume tips, to get ahead in their careers, okay? So I want you to take a moment to think about this as we go into this masterclass, right? Because having this frame of mind is going to really tell you how you need to advance and why this is important. So I want you to take a moment. I'm going to take a dramatic break, and I want you to think about this question. Can you imagine what it would feel like if you applied to your dream job today and got an immediate response? And just go ahead and type that in the chat. What would it feel like if right now you applied to your dream job and then right after that you just got an offer letter, or well, you wouldn't get an offer letter right after that, but you might get a phone screen, an interview invitation, whatever that might be. Let me know in the comments so that I can really understand why you're here. Why is it important? How would you feel? Would you be really excited? Would you like bust into tears because you really want this opportunity? What would it feel like to get your dream job? All right. And after that, what would you do? Like, would you be like, yes, I definitely want that. I definitely want to apply to that job and I want to get my dream job. And if your answer is yes, then you are in the right place. You're in the right masterclass, and I am so very excited to be working with you. All right, so we're going to start our masterclass, and I'm going to finally start the trading, right? Because we're in the right mindset, we're ready to go. And there's one thing that before we start, I want you to absolutely remember and realize through this course. If you learn one thing, if you really take one thing from this course and understand it completely, I want you to understand this. It's that a resume is more than just a list of your professional experience and accomplishments. Your resume is a powerful marketing tool used to sell your personal and professional brand to anybody that reads it. And I have 3 secrets that we're going to go through that really support that, right? That your resume is really a story that you tell. And what that story includes is 1, your personal brand, and also your professional brand, right? It's twofold. And your personal brand, what it really is saying about you is, who are you as a professional? What is your reputation in your field, your career, in your current role, in the company that you work for, or even the company that you could work for? And also, what do you stand for? So it could be, your personal brand could be that you're an ambitious leader, right? Every day you take strides to be the best person, the best leader that you can be, the best leader in your field or your career, your institution, your company, whatever that is. You might be a team player, so you might be somebody that is always supporting other team members, always helping your manager, always willing to go the extra mile. That's something that could be really unique about you that says nothing that others in your industry, your field can't say. The other thing is maybe you're an innovator. So maybe you're always coming up with new and unique ways to do new things, right? It's definitely possible to be that innovator in your field, but you have to decide if that's who you are. You have to define that brand, because if you don't know what that brand is, you can't really sell that to hiring managers. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later, so I'm going to hold off. But you definitely have to think about who you are professionally. Which leads us into the professional brand, right? So your personal brand is more of your reputation, how people perceive you. But your professional brand is really what you've done professionally. And a couple of the different things that you can think about are your experience, your skills, your abilities, and your knowledge, right? What about these unique traits in your brand make you a top candidate, right? And I've also talked about, in our 2020 job search, we're going to face a lot of challenges. And one of the things that we're going to face overall is that we have savvy job seekers and we have unicorn candidates. And what that means is that there are other people out there that already know how to sell this story. They know about how their experience, skills, abilities, and knowledge can be sold to the hiring manager in a way that just makes them a top candidate. And if you don't understand what sets you apart in your personal and your professional brand, your job search will be difficult. And that's what I want you to all think about moving forward is, what about me in these 4 specific areas makes me a top candidate, right? And if you've got everything that the hiring manager is looking for because you just really understand who you are professionally, excuse me, you might be that unicorn candidate, right? That candidate that just has the best of everything. And that's what we want to make sure that we do when we write our resume and we start our job search and we create all these other materials that go along with that. So take a moment and think right now, who are you professionally, right? Do you know? You might be able to say, I'm an entry level or a mid professional in your current career, right? So that really sets you apart. If you're entry level, you might be able to say, oh, I am an entry level professional that's able to provide a fresh take on this project or this program, and I can really use and leverage my knowledge or my ability to innovate because I'm not set in my ways to really help my company or my institution. Or if you're a mid-level professional, you might be able to say, yes, I have enough experience under my belt to really be able to affect change in my institution or the company that I'm working for, right? Maybe something about your professional brand or your personal brand is that you're proficient with programming languages, right? If you never say really what sets you apart from other job seekers, then there's no way to really place yourself as top talent. So really just think specifically, again, going back to the experience, skills, and abilities and knowledge, what really sets you apart from other candidates? Going back to the personal brand, you might think of, how are you an excellent manager or a communicator over your peers? What has made you successful in this? Think about that as we continue to go through this masterclass. The last thing on here that you might also want to think about is, what expert knowledge do you have? Like I said, so for me, I would have expert knowledge in employment law, and that might set me above other candidates that might not. And so you can see here where you really start to think about who you are professionally that really stands out and tells your story. Once you think about that, it's really helpful to reframe your thoughts about resume writing to say, who am I and what is the story that I want to tell? And it really all starts with defining who you are. So this is me, right? This is the first half of my resume. I'm sharing with you a sneak peek of my resume, and you can really tell at face value the story that I'm telling. So the story that I'm telling is, I'm a highly educated, credentialed HR generalist that's really able to do most things within the HR field, but I'm also able to leverage that knowledge to create strategic initiatives. So that's something that I have created and noted in my resume that really helps me stand above other candidates in my job search. And so you can see a couple of the ways that I've done this. So I have a title under my name of the type of role that I would be a good fit for. I also have my certification on the right side. I also have my educational background, what I actually did there, that I had a concentration in human resources and innovation. And then here, when I really start to talk about the initiatives that I completed, because that's what I want to sell, that I'm a person who can really initiate new projects that's going to add value to your institution. That's the story that I want to tell about me. And it's really easy to see that in my resume as I talk that in my objective, that I will support and manage strategic initiatives. And then down here, I say that I've managed over 20 HR projects, right? So you can kind of already see from where I'm at right now, how I've created this story to really get hired in my ideal role, right? it all comes together. And so if you're here, just let me know, who are you in the chat box, right? Who are you professionally? Tell me about yourself. Are you entry level? What industry are you in? What type of role are you looking for? What are some interpersonal skills, right? So some not as objective skills. Maybe you're a team player, like I said. Maybe you're innovative, you're creative, whatever that might be. Let me know in the chat box, who are you professionally? And I will take a moment to let you write that in there. All right. So moving on to the second secret, right? So we've laid this groundwork that there are specific stories that you need to tell to really accelerate your job search. And that is because you have to tell the story to your audience, right? Like, you're not just telling the story to yourself. There's people out there that are reading your resume. And so my second secret is that your resume really has 3 audiences that are going to be able to, that are going to need to understand this story. And you're also going to have to write them a little differently for each one. So the first audience is the applicant tracking system. So if you're out there, let me know in the comments. Do you know what an applicant tracking system is, right? Because I might be talking in my HR mumbo jumbo. So just let me know if you know what an applicant tracking system is. Maybe you've applied with one, maybe you've seen one, whatever that might be, let me know in the comments. But an applicant tracking system, you probably, if you don't even know what it is, you've probably interacted with one before. And so it's a system basically that when you apply, maybe you submit your application on a job page or Indeed or wherever, all of your information gets stored in a company's applicant tracking system. There's a lot of big ones out there. They all do different things. But what you have to remember is that the applicant tracking system is a machine. It is, it's not human. It doesn't understand your particular nuances. And really, the applicant tracking system doesn't care, because the applicant tracking system is designed to do one thing. It's designed to ask, do you qualify for this position? At the minimum requirements for this role, can you do the job? Do you qualify? And specifically, what the ATS wants is that it wants keywords, it wants qualifications, and it wants screening, and it wants the correct answers to your screening questions. So basically, if you apply to a job that is let's think. If you apply to a job for an administrative assistant and you don't have administrative assistant or maybe Word or Outlook or things that are required for an administrative assistant to know or skills for them to have, if you don't have them anywhere in your resume, the ATS is actually going to just kick your resume out. It's never going to see anything. No human's ever going to screen your resume because you haven't satisfied the ATS. And so because recruiters, like I said, I've screened over 20,000 resumes in a few short years. And what that means is that the volume is just too high for recruiters to keep up, or hiring managers for that matter, right? Who are probably a little bit more busy. So what they've done to really help them is that they have set up ATSs or used technology to screen resumes for them. And so the ATS is not able to look at you holistically as a human would, and it's going to only look for keywords. It's going to see if you have, a bachelor's degree in computer science. And when you say, I only have 3 years of experience, but it asks for 6, it's automatically going to throw out your application. And this is the future of technology in 2020. I mean, it has been like this for a while, but really just due to the volume of, applications. I mean, most job postings get well over 100 applications. And if you are not able to satisfy the ATS, your resume will really never get to the next stage in your job search. So that's why keywords are super important. That's why making sure that your qualifications are in your resume listed correctly are important. And that's why when you fill out any of the questionnaires, you must make sure that it also aligns with the minimum qualifications for that role, right? The next individual, the next audience member is the recruiter, right? So ding, 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 that's me. And the recruiter is asking one thing. They want to know, do you fit? So the recruiter has a job description or a list of traits that they're looking for in what the hiring manager has told them, or what they've been disclosed, or maybe they're just reading a job description, right? But whatever that might be, the only thing that the recruiter wants is to say, at a minimum, do you fit the role? This is a little different than the ATS because the recruiter can really look at your resume holistically, but they're a person and they also have to be engaged by your resume and they have to see immediately how you're a fit. So if they have to dig through your resume or they have to put together a lot of pieces that don't immediately say that you're a good fit for this role, they're probably going to pass over your resume and they're not even going to move you to the next stage. So make sure when you're looking at your resume versus a job posting, does your resume really align with what the hiring manager is looking for? And if it doesn't, you really need to consider revising your resume to better reflect the positions that you're looking for in terms of keywords, qualifications, and your screening questions, right? So I wanted to tell you a little bit about my story and how this has played out in my own job search. So in my job search, just the end of last year, I was ready for a new role. I was ready to leave the company that I was working at, and I wanted a new opportunity. And I was touching my resume for the first time in 4 years. I had not updated my resume since I got my internship. And I mean, there was no reason to. And now I'm looking at it like, okay, well, I only have college things on here. How do I begin to tailor my resume? How do I make sure I got the job? How do I make sure that I look like the perfect candidate for this role? And I had to think of it from that perspective and not necessarily what I actually did. So I feel like that's a common mistake that job seekers make as they go through their job search, is that they want to tell everybody what they did. But really, what you have to do is that you have to appear to be the perfect fit regardless of what you did in your current role. So that's something that is really important. So in my job search, I did a ton of research. I researched what hiring managers were looking for. I looked through job postings. I connected with individuals. And one of the things that I found out is that there is a huge movement in being a strategic HR business partner in all of the job postings. And so that's what I did. So after I did my research, I tailored and I sold my story in a way that was really appealing to recruiters. And they were reaching out to me and scheduling phone screens and interviews and everything like that, because I didn't necessarily say what I actually did. I said what they wanted to read, and I wrote the story that they wanted to learn more about. And as a result, I got the job because I positioned myself as a perfect fit for the role. So really just think about that. And what I said earlier about the unicorn candidates that are so, so, so important for your job search. All right. And when I looked at all of those things, these are the things that the recruiter is looking for at face value. They're looking for your experience, your skill set, your background, and how all of those come together to be a good fit for the role. So this is your third and your final audience member. The hiring manager is probably the one that's most important to us, right? But we have to get through all of the other steps to get here. But what the hiring manager is looking for is at a deeper level because they truly understand the role. They truly understand what they need to add to their team. They truly understand their own existing team. And so they're looking a little bit more deeper of, okay, so you meet them up. So the ATS wanted the minimum qualifications. The recruiter wanted to make sure that your skill set, you were a fit. And now the hiring manager is looking at everything and saying, can you do the job? Can you do the job that I need to hire you for? And there are a couple of things that in order to assess this, the hiring manager is looking at. And the first one is fit for the job. So just like the recruiter, they want to make sure that you have the skills and the knowledge to be successful. But outside of that, they're also looking at how you fit into their team. So are you going to be able to add value to the team? Are your skill sets going to jive well with the team in terms of help them achieve the end goal better than they would without you? And they're also finding out if you're a fit for their goals in their department or their team. So for instance, if your hiring manager has goals for this individual to someday become a manager, but you haven't really done that research, you don't really appeal to becoming somebody who would be able to have a manager, maybe you don't have anything about communication or leading projects or things like that. And if you don't really have that outlined in your resume, then you really don't appear to be a good fit for what the hiring manager wants. So really just consider all of that, right, when going into writing your resume. What do all of our audiences need, and how can I tell the story, my story, in a way that will appeal to them? Which leads us into secret 3. Is that your resume has to sell your professional story. And we've been hinting on this the entire time. But at the end of the day, if you don't know what your story is, you can't sell it, right? So I've added this in here to help you start to define your own professional story. And I want to share with you something that I've created called the Millennial Professional Pitch. Right? Yeah, is it great? No, maybe not. Let me know in the comments. I might have to change the name. But there's a couple of things that you want to address in the Millennials Professional Pitch. And the first one is who you are. So we already talked about this a little in terms of are you an entry-level professional, a mid-level professional? Who are you really in your career at this moment in time? So if you're here, let me know in the comments who you are. We've kind of gone over this, but let me know again. Just tell me who you are. And then the next one is why you're awesome. So we've thought about all these skills, all these things that you can bring to the table. But then at the end of the day, you have to also know why you're awesome. Why does this make you special? Why does this position you above other candidates? How can you add value that others can't? What makes you special in your career? Maybe it's your passion, maybe it's your zest, your background, whatever that might be. Maybe it's your unique understanding of how to really help the team, right? Some novel insight into this is really helpful to creating that pitch. The last item is that you have to also answer in this pitch why they want you. So you have to also sell your story in a way that convinces a hiring manager that you are the ideal candidate for them. So if they are looking for a programmer that has 10 years of experience and they want lead languages, tell them why, exactly why you're a perfect fit for that. And all of these things are part of the Millennial Professionals pitch, and you have to put them all together in order to tell your story. And I want to tell you a little bit about Destinee's story because you might be out there thinking, okay, wow, there's all of this information. How do I really tell my own story? And so I've told you a little bit about mine, but also I want to share with you some other individuals that I have worked for that are my clients that have also created a story. So Destinee is last year graduated with her civil engineering degree. She had an amazingly strong technical and interpersonal skills, technical and interpersonal skills. She also had amazing internship experiences, and she also had amazing extracurricular activities while she was in college. But when she was applying, she wasn't getting any responses. And it's really hard, if any of you all know, to get a quality engineering internship and be able to look over projects in the way that she did. And so when I got Destinee's resume, I was like, what are you doing? This doesn't really tell me anything about what you did. I only see about the projects that you were included in, projects that you might have shadowed, but I didn't really, her resume didn't allow her own experience to shine through in her resume. And so when other recruiters were reading this, it didn't really show her own technical skills and the way that she could really use those in the current role, right? So those audiences that you have to appeal with, she wasn't appealing to her audience. And so when me and Destinee did her resume revision, we really revised this within this exact framework, and it helped her to land her dream job right out of college. She didn't have that terrible waiting period where she didn't have a job and she was job searching. Like, no, the day that I think a week before she graduated, right, she had her offer letter in hand to start her full-time role. And I want you to tell you a little bit about what Destinee said about this program, right? About this method of reviewing your resume and telling your story. So Destinee said that Mercedes helped her land her dream job right out of college. And her resume had been critiqued by professionals before, but so she didn't think she had anything to worry about. But then when I reviewed her resume and marked everything up that would have been a red flag to someone in HR, those recruiters, those ATS systems, or those hiring managers, once we did that, she was able to really stand out amongst others. And of course, like I said, land her dream job. So what Destinee did after she revised her whole resume is that she landed her dream job and she went to Barcelona. Isn't that exciting? Wouldn't you love to land your dream job and say, I just graduated college and I'm done and I'm going to Barcelona and I already know that everything's well because I have my job, right? And so like Destinee, we all have dreams of what our dream job looks like. We all have things that we want to achieve, things that we want to do in life. And so I want you to think about, what would you do if you landed your dream job? I will wait right here while I wait for you to write in the comments. But just let me know, what would that look like? Would you go on a trip? Would you pay off your student loans? Would you just be happy? Would you jump for joy? What would it really look like for you if you landed your dream job? Let me know in the comments. I will wait. And my next question for you is, would you like me to teach you how to create the perfect resume to accelerate your job search and land your dream jobs? If you would, just write in the comments and say, yes, I would absolutely love you to teach me how to do that. Wonderful. Because I am, right? I'm going to teach you how to do that. But first, I have to ask you, I feel like there's a lot of different reasons that you might have shown up here today. Even though you have a lot going on, right? You're probably in the middle of your job search. You probably just got home. You're probably tired. All of the above, but you showed up here today. And I think there are a couple of different reasons that you might have done that. And I think that over the course of your resume writing or your job search or your just ability to, or your desire to just advance in your career, you feel stuck. So you feel like you've made a lot of revisions to your resume and you've applied to so many positions, but you haven't really gotten a result in your job search. So let me know if you're out there and you feel like this, like you feel like you haven't made any progress, that you just can't get to the next level, that you can't get phone screens or whatever that is, you just feel stuck. I also think that maybe you might feel overwhelmed with the process, right? Because if you decide today, like I did, last year, you want to start your job search and you want to get your dream job and you want to apply and you want to do all of these things, but you don't know where to start, right? Because updating your resume is a huge feat, right? And doing it right and all the different ways to do it. So I think that you've done your research and you're all about improving your resume and improving your job search, but you don't know what to do next. So if you feel overwhelmed, let me know that in the comments as well. And I also think that maybe you feel frustrated. So you might know that you're a very talented professional and that you can really add a lot of value to the company that you're looking for, but then you also feel like you aren't being given the chance to do what you do best, right? That's a huge concern with, I can't even get to the interview stage because, people aren't even giving me a chance. And it's super frustrating to feel that way. I completely know where you're coming from. A lot of people who I work with really feel that way. But I also think one thing that made you really show up today for this class is that you're definitely ready to succeed. I think that you're here today, you're ready to take control of your career, your job search, and you're ready to really put in the work to get to the next level in your career. I really believe that because if not, you wouldn't have spent 45 minutes with me already, right? Right? It's important. And the way I see it is if you're here for any of those reasons, you really only have two options at this point. I mean, let's just be clear. There are two options from this stage right now that you can which path you can go down. So, option 1 is that you don't get serious about creating a job search you don't get serious about creating a new resume that will support your job search or career goals. And ultimately, you end up continually applying to new jobs, but ultimately, you don't make any progress towards your big career goals. Or there's option 2. You can go down this path where right now you commit 100% to achieving your biggest career goals by creating the perfect resume to support your job search using a proven roadmap, right? So if right now you're really ready to create the perfect resume, you know that you really need this to advance your job search, get to the next level, then I want to personally invite you to the resume roadmap and invite you to take the journey with me. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the resume roadmap as we continue. But I want you to know just from the start that the resume roadmap is the only program of its kind that not only shows you exactly how to write the perfect resume, but also to sell your experience, skills, and knowledge in a way that accelerates your job search and ultimately takes you one step closer to your career goals and your dream job. And within this program, you will have the roadmap to get there. So by the end of this course, you'll have complete clarity on how to get to the next level in your career. You will have a clearly defined personal and professional brand, and you'll also have a complete outline of your entire resume in one easy brainstorming session. You'll also be able to write persuasive resume bullets that gets employers' attention. I know that it's really difficult to really feel like you have solid bullets for your resume. And this course is going to teach you from start to finish how to write those resumes. It's also going to help you learn how to get insider knowledge to tailor your resumes better to the applications that you're looking for, to the applications that you're applying to, and also how to use that insider knowledge to really appeal to your audience, like we were saying earlier. It also helps you create this comprehensive resume that we're talking about that sells your professional story in a way that you could have never imagined before. And lastly, it's persuasive and visually stunning. So this resume, the resume roadmap course will really help you and teach you how you can really format your resume in a way that's visually appealing to the hiring manager and the recruiter, because when your resume is pretty, they spend a lot more time on your resume. And of course, increases your chances of getting a phone screen or an interview. So just to tell you a little bit more of the course, it's actually 5 modules in this course, and they're all designed to really take you through this entire journey step by step in a way that really avoids the constant revisions, avoids the frustration, really avoids the typical challenging process of writing your resume, because it outlines everything for you. So in module 1, what we'll do is, right, you are working today to look at creating a better professional story. This course is going to help you create that step by step in a template form that's going to make it a no-brainer and also help you really appeal to employers. It's going to help you outline your perfect resume, so you're not going to worry about whether or not you're missing anything, if something's not right, whatever that is. This is going to help you make sure that you don't miss anything in your professional experience that's going to hinder your job search. In module 3, you're going to get clarity about your professional goals, right? So some of us were out here and we're like, oh, okay, I'm going to apply to 15 positions and hopefully I get one of those. When they're not alike, they're all different, but it's fine, I'm going to use the same resume. No, we don't do that in this course. We make sure that we get clear on exactly what we want, what kind of positions that we're really interested in, and we hone in on that. Because that's critical for step 4 or module 4, where we're really creating a strategically tailored and a job search accelerating resume, right? Because when you're applying to everything, you can't really appeal to anybody, right? So we get clear, and then we use that clarity to really tailor your resume to create the perfect resume for you. And then in module 5, like I was saying, we really spend time on creating a visually stunning resume. So what it does is, it looks pretty like my resume. It's easy to read. It has all the right formatting guidelines. And when you go through that course, it's going to take all the confusion out of formatting your resume, and it's going to make it super duper easy for you to create that perfect resume. And all of these modules put all together are really, it's about a value of almost $500 for this course. But on top of that, included in this course, of course, is those 5 training modules, included with everything from your resume brainstorming to creating the perfect resume at the end of the course. But you also will get training videos, PDF workbooks, and templates to help you get there. But on top of that, we also have some bonus content that's included for free, even though this one has a $200 value. And the first bonus is a millennial mindset bonus. So when we start our job search, it's really challenging, right? It takes effort and dedication to continue to advance your job search, overcome maybe challenges, overcome stress, overcome the frustration with applying to so many jobs over the course of your job search. And so I've created this bonus to really help you overcome those challenges. So once you have your ideal resume, this will help you get on track and stay on track to getting your dream job, instead of really getting bogged down with terrible things that you might be thinking or feeling pessimistic or anything like that in your job search. And I want you to let you know that if you're taking this course and you're like, I can't do this, like, you can do this because you're an HR person or you're a recruiter. Well, I'm telling you right now that I'm not any different from you, right? I don't have access to any exclusive networks. I don't have any recruitment firms that I work with. I don't have any high up connections that have helped me land my dream job. I've just using this roadmap. I've just used, use this roadmap to help me create this resume every single time I start my job search. So I'm telling you this because I have used this exact formula to create my own resume. And so if I can do it, so can you, right? So continuing with the course content, other than outside of not only the 5 modules included with the resume roadmap course, there is also, again, that bonus for the mindset training, but also another bonus that I've included in here, again, included in the course for free, is the job search Kickstarter guide. So what that does is after you've done with your resume, you get in your right mindset, the Job Search Kickstarter is going to help you create a strategic plan to start your job search out right. So it's going to tell you exactly what you need to do, how you need to start submitting your applications, who you need to reach out to, what you need to do to get from, okay, here's my pretty resume, to here is my job offer. And once you really do that, once you go through that entire guide, you're going to be able to do your job search. It's going to be so easy with this course that you're not going to have to think about anything else, right? You're just going to be going with the steps that you've set for yourself using this job search Kickstarter guide, right? And if you're out there thinking, well, I don't know if this course is for me, I don't know if it's the right move for me right now, if I'm ready to start my job search, or if I'll be successful in this course, I want to let you know that you have 14 days after you enroll in this course to decide if you want to complete the journey. And if for some reason you don't, if the course isn't for you, if the content's not right for you, I will gladly give you a full refund, no questions asked, right? And actually, within 2 weeks in the course, you can actually outline your entire resume. The course tells you how to do that. So you can have almost half a resume and still request a refund if it's not working for you. And I feel like that's fair because I want to make sure that you get the most out of your job search as well. And you have a perfect resume to support you in that journey. So if you're sitting here thinking, I like this, I think this would be good for me, I want a perfect resume, but you're still on the fence, you still have 14 days after you enroll in the course to decide if it's for you. So just to go over this again, right, we have the complete resume roadmap with the 5 modules of training videos, PDFs, and templates to really get you to where you need to be. But then you also have the bonus training about getting in the right mindset to really start your job search. And you also have the Job Search Kickstarter that will help you from start to finish in creating a strategic job search, that a guide or plan that can really help you get from your resume, writing in your applications, all the way to your offer letter. And then the last bonus that I want to talk about is the resume roadmap community that comes included with this course. And what it is, it's a Facebook group, but also it's really building a connection or relationship with me in my community to receive feedback with live weekly Q&As and also coaching sessions, right, to make sure that you receive an adequate support while you go through this course. So people who have already enrolled in this course, they send me emails and ask me, I've done this material. Can you please review this, Mercedes? I finished my resume. Can you please give me some feedback? And I do. And that's all included in the course because not only do I want you to have all the materials there, everybody learns different. I want everybody to have the resources that work best for them, whether it's the videos or the PDF. But I also want you to have access to talk with me, to get feedback. And everybody in this course gets a resume review at the end. So I go through and I read all of your resume and I give you a comprehensive review of your resume, suggestions, changes, and that way you really get that feedback as though you sent it to a recruiter for the company that you're applying for, right? You get that feedback from me, right? So just to sum everything up, the complete resume roadmap course, the mindset mini bonus, the job search Kickstarter guide, and access to me in my resume roadmap community really has a total value of $1,000, $1,097, right? But it's important to me that all members of my community really get to have these resources. I want everybody to be able to say, in 2020, I can have a perfect resume. I can take control of my job search. I can really achieve my biggest career goals. I don't want that dollar to be something that keeps you away from achieving those goals. So instead of $1,097, this course is only being sold for $97. And this course is not going to stay that price for long. I've really just launched this a couple of times, and so our community is really small at the moment, and so I'm able to still do this price, but moving forward, it's probably going to go up. So I really want you to think long and hard about whether this course is for you, and I want you to really think about, is your dreams for your career, are your dreams for your dream job, for where you want to be, is it worth $97? I hope it is. And even to make this a little bit easier for you all that are on the fence, you're like, okay, I don't really know. I think I do, but I'm really invested in, advancing my career, but ultimately I'm not sure. Sorry, you can probably hear my puppy. But if you're like, you know what, I'm really serious about it right now, I'm going to start in the job search. I'm going to start creating a resume that's going to advance my career, get me to where I want to be. I'm giving you the option today of doing 2 payments for the course instead of just one. That way it makes it a little bit easier. It takes out the, worry about spending, $97 on a course. You can do 2 payments today and get access to the full course. So if you are ready to enroll in the resume roadmap, all that you have to do is click the little button below the video that says enroll now. Okay? And to get instant access to the course, you can do either of these payment plans, right? You can do 2 payments of $49. So one payment will process today, and then 30 days from now, the second payment for $49 will occur, and you'll still get instant access to the course. You'll be able to go through all the trainings, and in the meantime, you'll wait your 30 days for the next payment. Or if you're like, nah, I don't mind, I'll just pay the whole payment, you can do the payment of $97 right now to get instant access to the course. And all you have to do is click the little enroll now button at the bottom of the page to really check out the entire page, review what's in this course again, and just make sure that it's the right course for you at this stage. All right. And I remembered at the beginning, right, I had mentioned that there was a special bonus, right? I talked about a lot of the course bonuses, but there was a fast action bonus that I was telling you all to wait until the end of our live stream to look at and think about and know if this is good for you, right? And so I'm offering this bonus, the LinkedIn cheat sheet, to anybody that enrolls in the course before the end of our Q&A, right? So you'll get access to this. It's only special for those of you who showed up live, stayed till the end, and also enroll before the end of this class, right? Before the Q&A. And I wanted to show you a little bit of this in action, right? Because I had one of my clients actually use this LinkedIn cheat sheet to work on their LinkedIn profile. And literally just a couple of days after they used this cheat sheet to really transform their LinkedIn, you saw that the individuals who reviewed their profile and also acted on their profile increased by 1,000%. So this is really powerful and will definitely help accelerate your job search. So if you're interested in creating a powerful resume, you're ready to kickstart your job search, and you're also ready to leverage LinkedIn to get to your dreams, then I would really encourage you to really enroll in this class before the end of the master class. And to enroll, you can click the little button at the bottom of the screen that says enroll now. All right. And so just as a reminder, again, if you're on the fence, you don't know, you have 2 options that get you instant access to the course right now. So you have 2 options. You can either pay the full price of $97 right now, or you can do 2 payments of $49. So, and if you do the 2 payments, you'd pay $49 today, and then a month from now, you'd pay $49 for the course as well. So it's just split up into 2, but you'll get instant access to the course right now as soon as you submit your payment. And I want to tell you what this looks like if you do decide, I'm ready to go on this journey. I'm ready to create this amazing resume. I'm going to give you a quick review of every step that you'll take from here, right? Because it's important to know what you're going into, what you're getting into. And so when you click on the Enroll Now button, you'll go to a page that tells you a lot more about the course as far as what's in each module, what you'll learn, and how the course is designed to support you. So you'll go to that page, and then you'll click the button that says Enroll, and it'll take you to this option where you can either do the 2 payments of $49. Again, one's processed right now, and the other is processed in 30 days. Or you can do the one-time paid in full $97. And once you click on that, it'll take you to the sales page. And like I said, you can put in all of your information. And after that, you get excuse me, you get access to the resume roadmap. You'll land on this confirmation page that says you are ready to get instant access to the course. But all you have to do is check your email. Then once you check your email, you'll see that it says, welcome to the HR for Millennials training portal, right? And it'll tell you both your username and your password to log into the course to really get started on your resume right now. So if you do this, you can log in like so, right? And you can go to the members area immediately, and you have instant access to module 1. And once you get into the course, I want you to start here. So you see there's a welcome video right here with my face. I want you to watch that, and that's really going to help you learn where you should start in this course and how to go through the course, and also how I can support you for the duration of this course. And like I said, if you decide right here, right now, that this is for you, right, you can get instant access to the course right now for either 2 payments of $49 or 1 payment of $97. If you do the 2 payments, there will be one that's issued today. You'll be charged $49, and then in 1 month you'll pay the other $49. All right. And let me know if any of you have any questions. We're going to start moving into the live Q&A session now. So if you're out there and you have any questions for me, or you have any things that any questions that you might have, definitely just write in the comments your live Q&A questions. And once I'm done, we'll go ahead and get to those. All right. So I think that, if you're in the course right now, you might be on the fence. You might really be, you might not really be sure of what you want to do next. You might not be sure if this course is for you. And so I want to address some of those concerns with you in a way that maybe helps you decide whether this course is for you. So you might be thinking that you don't have the right knowledge, experience, or skills to succeed in your job search. But really, a well-tailored resume, a great story that appeals to your audience, really has the power to help you land your dream job. And no matter what your skills, experience, or knowledge are, you can create a tailored resume that can get you to where you want to be. And this course will help you brainstorm the exact way that you can really create your story that appeals to the hiring manager, to the employer, or whatever that may be. And I want you to think about Destiny, right? Because we talked about her. And she landed her dream job right out of college, even before she graduated. And that was because she had a well-tailored resume when she was doing her job search. And even if she didn't have all of the skills and experience of a senior engineer, she was able to really land a job that really aligned with her career path because she had an excellently tailored resume, which is the process that you'll be learning in this course. You might also think that you've sunk hours of work into your resume, you made so many edits, but even after you did that, you didn't really make a lot of progress in your job search. But I want to remind you that the resume roadmap course are 5 steps, step by step with me, right? So not only do you get all of these guidelines, these videos, these workbooks to really get you to the finish line, but you also have direct access to me to ask any questions that you might have me review these. So I promise that if you are serious about working on your resume, if you're willing to put in the work, there is no way that you are going to have, fruitless effort at this point, because you have that step-by-step, 5-step guide with the resume roadmap. You also might be thinking, you already feel very overwhelmed in your job search and you don't think there's enough time to wait and revise your resume because there's so much going on already. But I want you to know that the resume roadmap is really designed to allow you to move at your own pace, right? So there are guides there are videos that are really just intuitive so that you can go through the class at your own pace, create your own resume that's perfect for you, and you have access to the course for a whole entire year. So even if you do need time to really implement these things into your resume, you have more than enough time within a year to really start your job search and do it right and have a perfect resume to support that, right? And you also might be thinking, so what if I go on this journey and I don't land my dream job, right? That's a huge concern. Like, you put all this effort, you pay for this course, and then at the end, you don't have anything to show for it. Well, I want to promise you right now that if you put in the work, this process really gets results, right? I'm showing you my resume because I follow this exact process. My clients have followed this exact process and they've got results in their job search, right? And so there's a lot of different ways that you can cross the finish line, but this will honestly be one of the easiest ones because you don't have to figure it out yourself. You have support from me. And I know if you definitely put in the work, you will definitely get results. So if you're ready to enroll in this course, all you need to do is click the little button below and say enroll now, right? That's just it, right? And when you get to that class, when you get to that page, like I said, you can either do either of those two plans to really decide what's best for you when you decide to enroll in this course. Hope you do. I hope that I get the chance to go through this course with you and follow you along the journey to your dream job. So if you're out there and you have any questions that you haven't got to ask me, you can definitely just quickly write your questions in the chat box and I will definitely respond to those. I haven't seen any questions come up thus far. I haven't seen any come up thus far. I'm just scrolling up to make sure I haven't missed any. Got some people saying, hi and everything like that, but I haven't necessarily gotten any questions. So I'll hang out for a couple of minutes if there are any questions. And, all of my lives, all of my training classes, I don't really do a huge structure or anything like that. It really is just about hopefully you all getting the right knowledge to really excel in your job search, whether you decide to do this course or not. And so definitely take this time to ask me any questions that you might have about your job search or your resume or anything like that. If you need advice, if you're confused about what to do next, I'm definitely here to answer any questions that you might have. And I will wait in the comments just to see what's going on. All right. I don't see any questions in the comments, but if you do, I'm still going to hang out for a couple of minutes. And there's a couple of different ways that you can connect and that you can ask me any questions after this live masterclass, whether it's about your resume, enrolling in the class, about your job search, whatever that is. I definitely want to hear from you. I want to know what's going on with your job search and everything like that. So please certainly let me know. And I certainly hope that you do decide to enroll in the Resume Masterclass. I will be on my live chat, my chat box for a little bit. So if you want to write a message here, or if you go to the page that outlines the resume roadmap and you click the little button in the right-hand corner, you can send me a message that really just have any questions about the class or anything like that. I am more than happy to answer those. So my last statement of the day is that No matter what you decide to do, whether you decide to enroll in the class, I really wish you all the best. I want you to make sure that in 2020, you are able to really secure and land your dream job. And I hope that you're able to take the course, that we can do this together. But if not, I completely understand. And I want you to have success in your job search. And if you are looking to get started right now, you can get instant access to the Resume Roadmap course for 2 payments of $49, and one will be processed today, and one will be processed in a month. Or you can do 1 payment of $97. And that's all. I hope to see you all real soon in the course or on Instagram or Facebook or wherever. I'm so excited that you're part of my community, and I'll see you all later. Bye.